What is going on, guys? This is Crozen and welcome back to Dark Souls Remastered and the Dexterity Faith build. So Dexterity Faith is pretty simple in this game. All you really need to do is cap out at 40 Dexterity and then also 30 Faith. This will give you access to either the Sunlight or Dark Moonblade, whichever miracle buff you want to use. And then you'll also have access to Wrath of the Gods and a couple of other offensive miracles. So what I did was I went up to 16 attunement, so that way I can use a few more of those other offensive miracles, such as Emit Force and the Gravelord Greatsword Dance. So that way you're not casting Wrath of the Gods 24/7 on this build. But I also went up to 42 Vitality, I capped out at 40 Endurance, and then I bumped up my Strength a little bit up to 14. This will give you access to a lot of different types of Dexterity weapons that you can add to this build one-handed, and it really opens up your versatility as far as what types of weapons you can choose from. And for the class, you probably want to go with Bandit. Bandit will save you 1 extra point than what you see here, so you can put that extra point into Vitality, and that way you'll have 43 Vitality at these same exact stats. So for the weapons, one of my favorite weapons to use with this build is actually Ricard's Rapier. This thing can put on a lot of damage pretty quickly with its moveset, and then also when you buff it up with the Sunlight Blade, the damage goes nuts with this thing. But the cool thing about this is, like I said, you do have 14 strength, so you can choose with all different types of weapons here. You can go for Great Scythe, you can go for the Scythe. The Wing Spear requires that 13 strength, so you could even use that one. This is another one of my favorite ones. And you could even use some of these katanas, especially the one that does require 14 strength, which is the Iato. And you could use that one, and I mean, you got so many different options on this build. You can use some of these curved swords. One of my favorite ones is the Shotel. This way you can actually attack through shields. You can even use the Flamberge. Even though this does require 16 strength, you can still use it two-handed if you wanted to have a great sword on this build. And another one of my favorite weapons, the Balder Side Sword, or as someone said in the comments a couple of videos back, the Baller Swag Sword. But that's all different types of weapons that you can choose from with this build. But one of my favorites is the Ricard's Rapier and hiding behind that heater shield. That way you can poke with this thing and you can do a lot of damage with the R2s. So these R2s right here can combo, and if you hit people with these, it's pretty much game over for them. And you can also hide behind the shield, which is also pretty neat. But the Canvas Talisman, this will be the best talisman at 30 Faith. And then for the armor set, this is what I went with, a little bit of the giant set going on with the Brigand Gauntlets and the Hollow Soldier Waistcloth. The main thing you want to look for here is getting up to at least 53 poise with whatever set you're going to wear. I feel like since this is more of a melee based Dexterity Faith build, you want to make sure that you have a lot of poise, so that way you're not getting staggered on everything that you're doing. And that is why I went for this set rather than using something like Crown of Dusk or Crown of the Dark Sun. I feel like it's more necessary to have poise on this build than extra miracle damage. And that means that these rings will be vital, being Ring of Favor and Protection, and the Havel's Ring. And that will pretty much finish this build off for you. So just want to make sure that you have at least 53 plus poise on this build, and you are good to go for a lot of fun on this character here. So stick around, because I am about to go into some PvP, and you will see how exciting this build really is. So I'll use quite a few different weapons, so that way you guys can see which ones you prefer just off of the playstyle alone. But I'm going to start out with the Ricard's Rapier. Oh, this guy's one of these types of builds. He is just going to look to R1 spam for days, so I got to be prepped on this. And of course, I attack and I get backstabbed right off of the bat. That is not cool. Alright. Let's see, are you going to run in on this? Are you going to run in on this? Oh, there we go. There we go. Into a Wrath of the Gods, please. Thank you. Thank you. And yeah, you're not going to hit that. Oh, please hit him. Oh, there we go. There we go. That is how you finish someone off. So that's the damage that I was talking about. These R2s can combo like crazy, and if you hit someone directly with them all, then it's game over. So even though the Ricard's Rapier is actually really neat on this build, keep in mind that when it's not buffed, the damage is pretty bad. Like even on a 40 dexterity build, it is pretty terrible by itself. So it's really only useful when you use it with one of these buffs. Oh my goodness, that did a lot of damage. That did quite a bit of damage. I'm surprised he's not casting a little more. That is not how you're supposed to play a mage. Oh man, he just got smacked by that. And this should be it right here. Oh no, please do not run around me for the backstab. That is not going to work. But as you guys saw there, that's something that I noticed recently, that Emit Force can actually combo right after Wrath of the Gods. And it's pretty neat. But what I did here was I actually switched out into the Winged Spear. This is another neat weapon to buff up. And this thing can actually hold its own even without the buff. And you can also hide behind the shield with this one as well. Okay, so this guy, let me see if he can't run in on this. Oh, there we go. Use that move. Oh, no. I was just a little bit too late. Otherwise, that would have been a neat counter right there. Oh, yeah. Please don't use that move, because that move will get you backstabbed easily. Oh, he actually rolled out of that one. Okay. Oh, no. What are you doing? Why are you healing? Please don't heal. That is not how you're supposed to do things. That is not how you're supposed to do things. Please don't do that. Oh, and you're dead. So more healers. More healers. I just want some nice, real straight up duels, please. So if you're wondering about the secondary weapon that I use with the Winged Spear, I actually use the Show Tell because they kind of complement each other well. Because most of the time people will hide behind a shield when you're using the spear. Okay, this guy has that talisman out, so I gotta be careful of some Wrath of the Gods here. Oh, yep, there it is. But I still got an attack in, so it doesn't matter. I will settle for that, and I'll settle for that too. Okay, now he's going out into this. So here's where you go out in the Show Tell, and you just go to work like that. So that's the cool thing about the Show Tell, is that the strong attacks go through the shields, and it really complements the Winged Spear nicely on this setup.
I'm sorry.
Another thing you could do with the Winged Spear is use the Balder Side Sword as a secondary, and this thing can even be buffed up as well. And the damage on the Balder Side Sword is probably the best out of everything else. That's pretty much why I use the Balder Side Sword like on almost every build, or at least get up to 14 dexterity for this thing, because this thing has amazing range and it does a lot of damage when you combine one of these buffs on it. So you could even buff up the Scythe or the Great Scythe if you really wanted to on this build, but in my opinion, I find that faster swinging weapons are a lot better to buff up than slower swinging weapons. So that's why I like to stick with things like the Ricard's Rapier or the Balder Side Sword or the Winged Spear. Anything that's quick and fast. What the hell is this guy doing? What is he doing? Okay, he's going to try to parry me, I feel like. Oh, or he's going to do that. That's the thing about these slow weapons, is that they leave you open to backstabs all the time. And that is really like the biggest con of all these slow weapons in this game. Is that if you swing it, you're getting backstabbed. And this guy is just like running right into backstabs. But, okay, he's not dead yet though. He is not dead yet. But one single poke will be enough. Like that. So I guess I'll try the Scythe buffed up. And we'll just see how much damage this thing can do. Oh, this guy's got the Great Axe. Look at this. He actually has the Great Axe with the Artorias Greatsword. Oh, that's just going to leave you open to backstabs if you keep doing that. Oh, wow, that did like no damage too. Did you guys see that? It was like no damage even with the buff. That's what I'm talking about. Like, it seems like the buff suits weapons better the faster that they are. Okay, this guy is not fooling anyone by his movesets that he's doing. He's just like attacking in the opposite direction. That's something that I did a lot in Dark Souls 3. Okay, okay. At least he's using something that you don't see too often, which is pretty cool. But that's really not going to work out the way he's trying that. So it is raining really bad here, so I might have to cut these commentary ones short. But I went out into the baller swag sword again, and I even put the notched whip on as a secondary. After all, it is a dexterity weapon. Ooh, take some of that 584 damage and take that counter. One more. Oh no, I'm getting stun locked to death. Can't do that. Can't do that. Oh, there we go. There we go. Alright, Wrath of the Gods time. For the win. Okay, that was close. That guy was stun locking me to death. I actually had to toggle escape there for a second. So if you guys don't know what toggle escape means, it just means that whenever you get stun locked by an enemy, if you just switch out into your left hand, like switch out into your secondary like this, in between attacks and you roll away, it'll actually unstun lock you, I guess. I guess that's the word I'm looking for. So you won't be stun locked completely, because if people are using weapons like this Y-hander, they can stun lock you till they kill you. So that's something that you have to focus on doing. Oh, okay. I don't know how I dodged that one though. Oh, this guy is slow as shit. Oh, he is not going to last. And how the fuck did that miss? God damn, get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of here, please. Stop spamming that. Jesus. I might as well just spam Wrath of the Gods if that's all you're gonna do. So going back to toggle escape, it doesn't have to be solely your left hand that you swap out in between some of their stun locking attacks. You could do it with your right hand too on the D-pad, but it's less practical to do it on your right hand because you will probably have a weapon buff active and it will totally cancel that out. So that's just something to keep in mind, because it's really necessary, especially against some of these big heavy weapons that just stun lock you for days. This guy really going to try to parry? I'm just going to run around and backstab you if that's all you're going to try to do. Giant Dad, what's his name say? Giant Dad is guy? Oh, Giant Dad is gay. I feel stupid for not getting that fucking saying. Okay, so this guy apparently hates Giant Dads. And he just got smoked by that baller swag sword. So before I wrap this up, because it is raining really hard right now, I would like to know what kind of builds you guys want to see next. I'm kind of thinking on doing some type of cosplay build, maybe an NPC or an enemy. So maybe something like Paladin Leroy or a Dark Wraith build or something of the sorts like that. Pure chaos. I think I fought this guy before. And I think I demolished him, if I remember correctly. Oh, let's get some of them pokey pokes in. Oh, what's this? What is he doing with that fucking skull lantern? I don't know why he had that out. Oh, man. Oh, yeah, keep doing that. Keep doing that. I'll just pokey poke all day. Oh, yeah, I remember this guy. I, like, backstabbed him to death. And, of course, here it is again. Because he likes to abuse that R2, and that is not what you're supposed to do with that weapon.